Every man wants to live longer and stay strong doing it, and I'm no different. So this is my 6-step longevity masterclass, the exact system that I use to make it happen. Your blood work, your hormones, your training, your diet, your sleep, and your supplements. Same system that I've run with over 3,500 men over 35, and I'm holding nothing back. And just so you know, skipping one of these will make the rest of them useless. So watch until the end. All right, let's get into it. Step 1, your blood work. You can't fix what you don't measure. This is the foundation, and it's a must if you care about longevity. Right now, most men your age are making every decision about their body with absolutely no data. You feel tired, so you drink more coffee. You feel soft, so you eat less, but you're just guessing. Your blood work will tell you the exact numbers that show you what's actually happening inside you, instead of just how you think you're doing. And here's the difference between your doctor and me. Your doctor checks if you are sick. I check if you're optimized. Those are two completely different things. The standard blood test exists just to catch disease. In range just means you're not dying yet. It was never built to tell you that you're performing at your best. So when your doctor says you're normal, that's not a win. That's literally the lowest bar that there is. Here's exactly what I want you to test, and take some notes here if you want. Metabolic first, because this is where the decline actually starts. Fasting insulin is your #1 marker. Almost no doctor runs it, and it is criminal because that is the earliest warning sign that you've got. It's going to start climbing years and sometimes a decade before your blood sugar even moves. You want it low in the single digits, not just inside some random lab range that goes up to 10 or 12. Then HbA1c, you might have heard of this one. That's your average blood sugar over 3 months. Then fasting glucose and HOMA/IR, which together tell me exactly how insulin resistant you actually are. Next, we move on to the heart. This is what actually kills most men and bodybuilders, so we don't guess here. ApoB, this is the real count of particles that clog your arteries, and it's far more honest than the standard cholesterol number. You want it under 80 and lower if you can. Lipoprotein A, or LPA, is a genetic risk you're born with. You only need to test this once in your life, but once you know it and it's high, everything else matters way more. Then HSCRP. This is the marker for hidden inflammation within your body. Think of it like the quiet fire that's aging you from the inside. You want that under 1. Now here's something that nobody's going to tell you. Cholesterol on its own is a fucking scam. Your total cholesterol number barely matters when the rest of your markers are clean. It only becomes a real problem when your ApoB is over 80 and your HSCRP is up, because that's when you actually have inflammation and damage happening at the same time. On its own, cholesterol is not the enemy. You need it. It's the raw material your body uses to build testosterone. So stop panicking about one number on a page and start reading the whole picture. Then your hormones, of course, right? Total testosterone and free testosterone. And free is the one that you actually feel. SHBG, because that's the protein that binds your testosterone up. You can have a great total number of testosterone and still feel like absolute shit if your SHBG is high and your free testosterone is on the floor. Then estradiol. This is your estrogen, and yes, you definitely need some. You're gonna feel shit if it's too high or if it's too low. Plus DHEA and PSA as well. Then let's talk about the longevity markers. Most men never check these. Vitamin D, ferritin, your iron stores, because low iron leaves you flat and tired. And honestly, most people that are using retatrutide are super low. So you wanna make sure you get it tested and make sure that you supplement with it if you need it. Just a regular iron supplement will do. Then homocysteine, which hammers your heart and your brain when it is high. Get a full thyroid panel, not just TSH, because the thyroid is the metabolism's thermostat, and one number doesn't tell the story. And then of course, the omega-3 index. You wanna get all those. Now, in addition to all this, you wanna get 2 scans. These are worth every single dollar. You wanna get a DEXA scan, which will tell you your exact amount of muscle, the exact amount of fat, visceral fat, which is the dangerous fat around your organs, and then a coronary artery calcium scan as the second one. That's gonna look straight at your heart's arteries. A score of 0 is the best peace of mind that you'll ever buy. And a high score is a warning you get when you can still do something about it, which is fucking great news. Man, here's the point. Your blood work doesn't tell you what's wrong. It tells you where we need to optimize. And if you want my comprehensive blood panel to remove the guesswork, it's free. The link's in the description. Step 2, hormones. This is what separates me from every other coach on this platform. Maybe you've been sitting in range for years on your doctor's panel while feeling like absolute dog shit. And that's because a 45-year-old man at the bottom of his testosterone range is technically normal, but he also feels dead inside. Once again, boys, normal is not the goal. Optimal is. So here's exactly what I use myself, and understand me clearly here. This is personal experience and it is education. It is not medical advice. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just telling you the truth about what I do. Start with testosterone, of course. TRT simply tops you back up when your body isn't making enough of it on its own. And done right, it changes your energy, your recovery, your mood, your sex drive, and everything else in your life. Your motivation too. But it also helps you build muscle way fucking faster too. And the type that you use matters in a certain way. Enanthate and cypionate are nearly identical, slightly different half-life, so it doesn't really matter which one you're on. But propionate I never touch. It's a short ester, fast in and fast out, so you ride a roller coaster of high peaks and then crazy crashes. Fuck all that. But something you should note here, it's not the dose alone that will have you up and down like that either. It's the frequency. Frequency is absolute paramount importance. The more often you inject, the more stable your levels are, and the fewer side effects you get. Daily is the smoothest of all, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday is pretty fucking good too. That's the middle ground. And trust me, I've tried all of them, right? I've tried daily, I've tried twice, I've tried 3 times a week, and I've tried once a week, which was the worst, obviously. But 3 times a week is where I land on, and it keeps me and my clients feeling absolutely amazing every single week instead of peaking on Monday and then crashing by Friday. But my suggestion is to try all of them, just like I have, and see what works best for you. And remember this, on TRT, your testosterone comes from that injection, not from your sleep or your diet. So the entire game here is just keeping it stable and making sure your body can actually use it. Now, here is the biggest scam in the whole industry, the anti-estrogen game. And trust me, I've got a lot to say about this, but I'll try and keep it brief. Most clinics will prescribe you too much testosterone straight out of the gate. Then, when you get estrogenic side effects from having too much testosterone, instead of just lowering your dose or increasing your frequency, like they should, they hand you an aromatase inhibitor like a anastrozole, and they're gonna give you too much of that too. So now your estrogen goes from being up here to dumping on the fucking floor. And that is gonna absolutely wreck you. Your mood goes, your joints ache, your sex drive dies. Because honestly, man, men need estrogen. It is not the enemy. It's more about the testosterone to estrogen ratio and getting that as perfect as you can. And everybody's gonna be different. I'll say this dead straight. The anti-estrogen obsession is bullshit. Get your testosterone dose and your frequency right in the first place, and most of the time, you'll never need to touch an anti-estrogen at all. All right, next, we've got growth hormone. And it gets a bad name because bodybuilders abuse it to get huge, and I've definitely used it in that way myself during my bodybuilding career. But now, that's not what I use it for. At a low dose, it is the ultimate recovery tool. It builds muscle indirectly. And here's how. You recover faster from every session. So you're back in the gym while other guys are still feeling absolutely wrecked from their previous workout. You'll have a fuller and rounder look, your skin and connective tissue will improve, and it will help you strip a little bit of body fat too. I take mine in the evening before bed because that's when my body is going to do most of its recovering. And now, the metabolic weapon that all of you have heard of, retatrutide. You've definitely heard of this, and if you haven't, you've probably heard of Ozempic or Mounjaro, but retatrutide is the next level up. It works on 3 different pathways at once. It absolutely slashes your insulin resistance, it improves how your body partitions nutrients so that more of your food goes to the muscle and less to the fat, and it makes you metabolically healthier across the board. And the data is honestly fucking absurd. It is absolutely wild. In the trials, people lost up to a quarter of their body weight. This is an absolute cheat code for a man that is metabolically fucked. And it's the kind of thing that aids in the transformations that I'm going to show you guys at the end. Then the rest of my peptides, the ones that I actually rate, because to be honest, a lot of them do absolutely nothing. And I'll be the first to say that. I've tried a lot of them. And honestly, the best bang for your buck are the ones I'm about to tell you now. For recovery, BPC 157. I use it for healing, my recovery, my tendons, and my gut health. If something's beaten up, this is my go-to. And for longevity and energy, SS31 and MOTS-C. These work right at your mitochondria, the tiny little engines inside everyone's cells that makes your energy. Support those and you produce cleaner energy and you age slower at the cellular level. That's the real setup, not a multivitamin and a cold plunge, none of that bullshit. Real world protocols that I've been applying for years for myself and for my clients. So if this is the type of information that you actually want, you'll get the whole roadmap in my free 7-day course. It's called The Enhanced Man. It's 1 email, 1 simple action every single day. It'll walk you through getting your energy back and your sex drive back step by step. The link for that is in the description too. Now let's keep moving because the best protocol on earth can't outrun a trash diet. Step number 3, your diet. Almost everything you've been told about eating after 35 is fucking garbage. You were told to cut carbs, so you did it, and then you were flat in a week. You were told to slash your salt, and now you're lightheaded when you stand up, gassed in the gym, and you can't get a pump. You were told to avoid fat because it makes you fucking fat. Stop listening to that shit. Here's what I actually do from the perspective of a guy who literally fixes insulin resistance for a fucking living. Protein comes first, every single meal. Aim for 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and it's your target body weight. So if you're 270 and you want to get to 250, then your protein for the day is 250. And honestly, most men your age are definitely under eating protein, and it shows. Protein is the one macro that actually builds and holds your muscle. It keeps you full so you don't snack as well. It even burns calories just to digest it. Try and get it from real foods first, like meat, eggs, fish, and then get a quality protein powder to fill in the gaps. Now, carbs, because I do fucking love carbs. Don't cut them, Just use the right ones at the right times. Low GI carbs, the ones that raise your blood sugar slowly instead of a massive spike through the roof. Sweet potato, quinoa, lentils, brown rice, berries. These are the carbs that you want to use because you get steady energy without the crash afterwards. The enemy was never carbs. The enemy is poor insulin sensitivity, which most of you guys actually have. So fix that and the carbs will become a tool, not a problem. And here's a pro move that most people miss. Never eat a carb naked. Now, what do I mean by that? Always pair it with protein, fat, or fiber. That combination slows digestion down and it also blunts the blood sugar spike every single time. Now, 2 free rules that lower your blood sugar spike at any meal. Number 1, a 10 to 15 minute walk straight after you eat. When you walk, your muscles pull glucose out of your blood and use it instead of that sugar spiking and getting stored as fat. Do it after your biggest meals and I guarantee this is not bullshit. I've tested it before using a blood glucose monitor on my arm. Number 2, a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in water about 30 minutes before you eat. It's going to slow your digestion and improve how your body handles that meal. So the spike is smaller as well. Simple, cheap, and it works. And yes, I've tracked this on the blood glucose monitor as well. And here's a bigger one that most men ignore. Give your body a break from food. You don't need to be eating from the second you wake up until the second you go to sleep. Keep your eating window inside a sensible window and make sure you're not eating 2 to 3 hours before bed. For me personally, I eat between 12 and 7 every single day. Super easy. You don't have to remember anything. Just do that. And the reason we do this is because every time we eat, your insulin goes up. Constantly grazing means your insulin never comes down. And that's the exact thing that can turn into diabetes over a long enough period of time. Now, salt. This is a big one. You might have seen me post about this on other platforms. Pretty passionate about it. You've been told your whole life that low sodium is healthy. That also is bullshit. Unless you're morbidly obese, cutting your salt doesn't help you. And the research backs me on this as well. The biggest risk actually sits at moderate salt intake, not a low one. And when you cut it too low, your body starts cranking up the stress hormones, aldosterone and renin. And this makes you more insulin resistant, not less. Think about it for a second. If you walk into any emergency room with high blood pressure, what's the first thing they're gonna hook you up to? A saline drip. You know those big bags? That's got 9 grams of salt in it. It's going straight into your veins. And sometimes they give you 18 grams of salt. That's fucking crazy. So if anyone thinks that salt is going to be bad for you, tell them to think again. It's an essential mineral and you need it for your brain, your muscle contraction, proper hydration, and just to function like a normal human being. So stop fearing it. If you want to get surgical with all this, wear a glucose monitor like I did for a couple of weeks. You just strap it onto your arm there and it will read off your phone and you'll be able to tell exactly what you're eating and how it affects your blood sugar at any given time. And once you actually see this, you're going to stick to your plan because you're not guessing anymore. You're actually watching your own body react in real time right in front of you. So that's the diet sorted, but everything you eat needs to go somewhere. And that's next. Step number 4, training. Your muscle is your glucose tank. The more muscle you carry, the more room your body has to soak up sugar and stay healthy. Muscle is the single most protective thing that you can build for a long life. And I'm not just saying that. Your muscle mass and your strength are 2 of the strongest predictors that you have in how long you're gonna live. Stronger men live longer. Fucking period. But most men hear the word exercise and think burning calories by doing cardio. That mindset is exactly why so many guys your age get weaker every single year and don't fucking notice until something gives out. Training after 35 isn't about burning calories. It's about keeping your muscle and growing it if possible. It's your strength, your independence. So you're not the guy that can't get off the floor without a hand at age 60. Every bit of muscle you build is protecting the exact numbers that we pulled on your blood work. And here's the good news for a busy man. This does not take 2 hours a day. It did for me when I was a bodybuilder. That's a different story. 3 to 4 resistance trainings a week of 45 to 60 minutes each. Upper lower split or full body. Whatever fits your week and your preferences, to be completely honest. And make sure you're building your training sessions around big compound lifts. A squat, hip hinge, a press, a pull, and a carry. These are the movements that give you the most muscle and the most strength for your time. Don't waste your sessions doing all these fucking little bicep curls and tricep extensions. Make sure you have compound lifts in there. And the next thing, if you don't know about it, progressive overload. It's literally the most fundamental and basic thing when it comes to building muscle. Add a little weight or another rep or one more set as you get stronger. Continually do that and never stop. If the weight on the bar never goes up, neither does your muscle. So don't be one of those guys that I see at the gym sitting on the machine doing their reps while texting. That shit is fucking retarded. Now add your cardio and do it in 2 flavors. First, zone 2. That just means an easy pace where you can still hold a conversation, but you'd rather not. A fast incline walk, an easy bike, a little light row. This builds your mitochondria and teaches your body to burn fat. Second, once a week, Push hard as fuck. Short, tough intervals. That will build your VO2 max. And your VO2 max is another one of those strong predictors of how long you'll live. Now, this one isn't mandatory, but it's definitely worth the discomfort. And underneath all of it, just walk 8 to 10,000 steps a day. It is the most underrated longevity tool that there is. Absolute, period, full stop. And just so you know, you don't need to live in the gym. You don't need to wreck your joints chasing your ego. Just show up, get a little bit stronger over time, and protect what you've already built, and potentially try and build some more. I don't train men to look good for summer. I train them to still be fucking dangerous at 80 years old. Now, here's the part that should scare you a little. You can nail all 4 of these steps and still feel absolutely nothing, because there's one thing sitting underneath every one of them that decides whether any of it actually works. Step number 5, your sleep. This is when your body actually builds everything. Your recovery, your hormones, your fat loss, your brain, all of it gets done while you're asleep. Wreck your sleep and every other step in this video underperforms and is fucking pointless. Your food works less well, your training recovers slower, and your hormones take a hit as well. If you're not on TRT, poor sleep will literally crater your natural testosterone. And for every man, a bad sleep spikes your stress hormone cortisol, which makes you more insulin resistant the very next day. Fun fact. So here's what actually works. Not the influencer fantasy, not some bullshit. This is what actually works for me, the real version. Aim for 6 to 8 hours of sleep. I get 6.5, 7 if I'm lucky. Find your number and hit it consistently. Yes, consistently. This beats chasing a perfect 8 hours every single time, because you're gonna beat yourself up if you don't get the 8 hours. Just find one that works for you and try to nail it every single day. The way to do that is by having the same bedtime and the same wake time every single day, weekends included. Your body's circadian rhythm hates surprises, and this one habit alone fixes most people's sleep. Another one here, get some sunlight in your eyes within an hour of waking. This sets your circadian rhythm up for the day. That morning light actually starts a timer in your brain. Roughly 16 hours later, your body's temperature naturally drops and you get sleepy, signaling your body that it's time to go to sleep. Another one here, keep your room cold as shit, around 16 degrees Celsius or 65 degrees Fahrenheit, and pitch black. Your body needs to cool down and fall into a deep sleep, so a cold room does half the work for you. And if you can't get it properly dark, get yourself an eye mask. I use one every single night. It looks lame as hell, but I don't give a fuck because I sleep like a baby and I travel with it everywhere I go. Don't knock it until you try it. Now, let me kill a myth. Every influencer tells you no screens an hour before bed. I don't do that, and I sleep just fine. I watch YouTube right up to about 10 minutes before I'm out, and I'm looking at my phone too. Cutting screen time is not realistic for a normal guy, maybe not a business owner, and it is not the thing that actually matters. What actually matters is getting the rest of it dialed in. Your room cold and dark, your sleep supplements in, and your body actually wound down. And one last tip that's a little bit of a secret weapon for me personally, I listen to theta waves every single night. It's a sound frequency that helps you get into a deep sleep, and it's a lot like white noise. It'll block out the outside noise that would otherwise wake you up. Try it for a week. It's an absolute game changer. Just search it on YouTube. Fix your sleep and everything else starts working. Ignore it and you're wasting your time. Now for the last piece, the one that men love to burn the most money on. Step number 6. Supplements. I guarantee that your cabinet is packed with bottles that you don't even remember buying. You try each one for 1 week, feel nothing, and then give up because it didn't change your fucking life. But here's the truth. Supplements don't replace anything. It's literally in the name. They supplement. They will never fix bad food, bad sleep, or no training. But the right ones on top of a solid foundation absolutely move the needle. I consider them all like 1%ers. I'm going to give you the exact stack that I take every single day and why each one of them earns its place. CoQ10 fuels the cells in your heart muscle because your natural levels drop as you age. So I top it up. Even more important if you're on a statin. God, please tell me you're not on a statin. But that's a topic for a whole other video. Omega-3 for inflammation, my heart, and my brain. Most men get nowhere enough of this from food. So get a proper dose of EPA and DHA, not a token little amount. I take 4 grams daily and I get it from bigger fish like salmon, not those shitty little bottom feeder fish. Vitamin D3, but always with K2. And here's why that pairing matters. D3 pulls more calcium into your body, and K2 is what directs that calcium into your bones and your teeth where you actually want it, and away from your arteries where you obviously don't. Take D3 on its own and you can end up hardening the very arteries that you're trying to protect. And make sure you test your levels as well, because most men are deficient without even knowing about it. Tudka for my liver and my bile flow. If you're running any compounds at all, on a cycle or TRT, protecting your liver is not even optional. And this one is one of the best tools for the job. NAC, which your body turns into glutathione, your master antioxidant. It backs up your liver and your whole detox system. Magnesium, and specifically the glycinate form. It's bound to glycine, so it actually absorbs. It calms your nervous system and that helps you sleep. And it won't send you running to the toilet like the other cheap versions like oxide or citrate versions. Cialis. This is a great one, boys. This is going to help you with blood flow. It's a great blood flow tool. It opens up your circulation, it helps your pumps in the gym, and it supports your prostate as well. I run it for vascular health and bedroom health as well. Here's one you might not have heard of. Nattokinase, to help stop my blood from getting too thick. That matters a lot when you're on testosterone because it can thicken your blood over time, and this will help keep it flowing. That's most of the stack, but if you want the full thing, go check some of my pinned posts on Instagram. You'll see full doses and everything there. So that's the whole 6-step longevity masterclass. Your blood work, your hormones, your training, your diet, your sleep, and your supplements. That's the exact system that I've run with over 3,500 men over 35. Don't take my word for it. Look at these two. Same system, start to finish. Real men, real results. Run all 6 of these and you can stop feeling older than you are. And you'll start adding years back to your life as well. But do one thing for me before you go. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 6 you've actually been ignoring the longest. I read every single comment and I reply as well. This is going to tell me exactly what type of video that I should be making next. And if you're done guessing and you want me to build this whole thing around your life like I do with these guys, the link to that is in the description to work with me and my team. That's it. See you guys in the next one.